I'm Donna Blanchard, and this is your ThinkTech Daily News for Monday, April 27th, 2015. Rescue and cleanup efforts in Nepal are moving very slowly as the damage from Saturday's 7.8 magnitude earthquake obliterated some villages and caused a series of avalanches on Mount Everest. One woman from a village near the Tibetan border said, "The hills all came down." Help is simply unable to arrive in some areas that are blocked by boulders and mud, leaving survivors with no shelter, food, or first aid, and the task of burying their dead. The death toll has risen to more than 4,000 people. The Kathmandu airport is overloaded with aid and passenger planes, but many of the worst-hit villages in the ridges around Kathmandu are inaccessible. Nepali authorities have begun airdropping packages of tarpaulins, dried food, and medicine as attempts to land helicopters have been abandoned. The government is currently working to get a grasp of the destruction in the isolated villages. Secretary of State John Kerry and several of the world's nuclear powers at the UN are at the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty Review Conference. This is separate from the Iran nuclear agreement plan that is scheduled to be completed by June 30th. John Kerry addressed the gathering today, and Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif will speak tomorrow. In his speech to the conference, Mr. Kerry said, "There is a potential for the historic progress toward a nuclear-free world if a deal is reached. If we can get there, the entire world will be safer." Experts estimate that approximately 16,000 nuclear weapons remain in the world today. 90% of those are held by the United States and Russia. Unlike the Iran agreement talks, Israel is present at this conference, but only as an observer. They are not allowed to add to the conversation in any way. Speaking of the United Nations, they are currently reporting that 12 million people in Yemen are in need of help. They warn that enforcing a new arms embargo targeting the Houthi militia could accidentally prevent the delivery of desperately needed humanitarian aid. Earlier this month, the Security Council imposed an arms embargo targeting the Iran-allied Houthi rebels and soldiers loyal to former Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh, who have been fighting alongside the Houthis. There was a presidential election held in Kazakhstan yesterday. More than 95% of voting-age citizens showed up to cast their votes, and 97.7% of them voted for the incumbent president, Nursultan Nazarbayev. Age 74, this is President Nazarbayev's 5th successive term. At a televised news conference today, he said, quote, "I apologize if these numbers are unacceptable for the super-democratic countries, but there was nothing I could do. If I had interfered, it would have been undemocratic." The chairman of the Elections Commission called the vote a landmark expression of civil society, electoral activeness, and political responsibility. And everyone who has ever run for president anywhere is so jealous. Donna Blanchard, ThinkTech Daily News. Ahui ho.